Your side at 4, focused on you.
We begin at 4 with breaking news coming out of East St. Louis. Right now, police are investigating a shooting that left 2 people hurt. It happened about 2 hours ago near Pop's Liquor Store. That's on Bond Avenue between 10th and 11th Streets. Illinois State Police telling us a man and a woman were in a car. They were shot by someone in a passing car. Both victims were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The woman's 5-month-old boy also taken to the hospital, but police say he was not shot. We have a crew on the scene right now. We're working to bring you new information. We'll share that with you as soon as we get it.
Right now, a teenager is recovering after being shot early this morning in University City. Dozens of shots were fired just steps away from a community center. Thanks for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has new information on that shooting as well as community reaction.
It was a gun battle. It had to be a gun battle.
Flashing lights covered the intersection of Pennsylvania and Verdon Avenue in University City Tuesday morning.
This breaks my heart. It's very sad.
Police were called to the area a little after 1 a.m. When they arrived, they found a 17-year-old who had been shot and property damage. During the peak of the investigation, more than 50 evidence markers were placed along the streets.
That's a war zone out here, you know? And then the police are still out here looking for more evidence and markers and stuff like that.
The teen was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. But longtime U City residents like Christopher Davis are fed up.
U City wasn't like this. It really wasn't like this. You know, I've been living here for 31 years, never like this before.
Now, to paint a picture of where this shooting took place, right behind me here on this bridge, that's where the dozens of shots were fired, and we are just steps away from Heman Park and even closer to a community center.
It really breaks my heart that these kids, instead of them focus on education, they want to be out here on the streets, carrying guns.
Davis says over the last few years, he's watched chaos take over his beloved city, something he believes is trickling in from St. Louis.
People's lives are in danger out here, you know? It's very sad. And then they start bringing that mess out here, then we, like, what's going on?
While there are still many unanswered questions about what actually happened Tuesday morning, Davis is just pleading for one thing.
I need change. There's change needs to be happening around here, you know? Especially in an area that's very, very peaceful and quiet. We never see this much chaos going on.
In University City, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
And at this time, no suspects in custody. If you know anything, call the University City Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS.
Now to new developments in a triple shooting that left 2 people dead in South St. Louis County. Police now have 3 suspects in custody. Officers found the victims in the parking lot of the Black Forest Apartments and in a nearby cul-de-sac in Oakville yesterday afternoon. 15-year-old Colin Courtwright died. Colin's father tells us his son's 16-year-old friend also died. The third victim is recovering in the hospital. As of now, no charges have been filed against the suspects.
Tonight, an abortion rights advocacy group kicking off its campaign to restore some legal abortions in Missouri. Right now, Missourians for Constitutional Freedom is collecting signatures all across the state. They will need 172,000 valid signatures by May 5th. That's in order to get the amendment on the ballot. They're hosting an event tonight at the Pageant in St. Louis from 6 until 7:30.
A major blow today to former President Trump's legal defense as a federal appeals court in Washington ruled against his broad claim of immunity.
The panel rejected the Trump team's argument that he could not be charged for efforts to overturn that 2020 election because he was acting in his role as president. The panel ruled there is no basis for Trump to assert that former presidents have blanket immunity from prosecution. A spokesperson for the Trump campaign released a statement saying in part, quote, if immunity is not granted to a president, every future president who leaves office will be immediately indicted by the opposing party. The Trump campaign said they will appeal that ruling. Well, on Thursday, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments in a separate case over whether the former president should be allowed on the ballot in Colorado, after that state's Supreme Court ruled he should be disqualified because of that insurrection. I'm sorry, your turn.
President Biden is urging Congress to pass a bipartisan agreement enacting tougher measures on border security. The Senate was expected to take a procedural vote on the legislation tomorrow, but Republicans now say they won't have enough votes to pass the measure. Biden criticized former President Trump for calling on Republicans to oppose the bill.
For years, they said they want to secure the border. Now they have the strongest border bill this country has ever seen. We're seeing statements about how many oppose the bill now. Look, I understand the former president is desperately trying to stop this bill because he's not interested in solving the border problem. He wants a political issue to run against me on.
House Republicans have already vowed to kill the bill.
Well, today a Michigan jury convicted the mother of a school shooter of involuntary manslaughter. It's for the deaths of 4 students at Oxford High School back in 2021. Prosecutors say Jennifer Crumbley failed to secure a gun and ammunition at home and did not get help for her son, Ethan Crumbley's mental health. She's the first American parent to be held responsible for a child carrying out a school attack. Jennifer Crumbley could be sentenced to up to 60 years in prison.
Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Today, the country music world is mourning the loss of singer Toby Keith, who passed away Monday night after battling stomach cancer. His family posted a statement on his Instagram page saying the singer fought his fight with grace and courage. A former oil derrick worker from Oklahoma, Keith first topped the country charts in the 1990s with hits like Should Have Been a Cowboy and How Do You Like Me Now? In the summer of 2022, he revealed his cancer diagnosis, but continued to perform, most recently in Las Vegas in December. Earlier this year, Keith spoke about his battle with cancer.
This is a roller coaster, and it takes a little while to get your brain wrapped around it. You can't let it define, your future.
He was honored in September at the People's Choice Awards, accepting the Country Icon Award to a standing ovation.
More news still ahead. Our city's new soccer team has a brand new headquarters, and it's full of lots of old St. Louis history.
Professional hockey in a baseball stadium. It's going to happen next winter, and our St. Louis Blues will be a big part of it.
And winter and classic, those two haven't matched really weather-wise for us lately. And again, not today, as temperatures flirt with 60 for some of us. A cool down is on the way. We'll show you when in a few minutes.